Welcome to Public Pictures Theater and our feature presentation, Algiers. In this episode, we'll be looking at the 1938 romantic drama Algiers, starring Charles Boyer, Hedy Lamarr, Sigrid Gurry, and Joseph Calleja. It was directed by John Cromwell, who also directed the 1939 film Made for Each Other, which we watched in one of our earlier episodes.
Algiers is an American remake of the 1937 French film Pepe Le Moko, which was in turn based off of a novel of the same name. During the production of Algiers, producer Walter Wagner tried to destroy all the copies of Pepe Le Moko, but was unsuccessful.
The movie entered the public domain in 1966 due to the claimants failing to renew its copyright registration. Since anyone could duplicate and sell the film, many available versions are available, but some of them are severely edited and are very, very poor in terms of their quality, unlike the copy that we have on Public Pictures Theater.
Algiers was an inspiration to the 1942 noir classic Casablanca. Writers originally had Lamarr in mind for the role of Ilsa Lund, but MGM, who she was under contract with, would not allow her to be casted in the Warner Brothers film. And so the part was given to Berman. Coincidentally, Wagner originally considered Berman, Dolores Del Rio, and Sylvia Sidney for the role of Gabby before Lamarr was casted.
Did you know the famous line, "Come with me to the Casbah," is never spoken in the movie? It did appear in the trailer, but it has been misattributed ever since.
Did not know that.
Did you also know that director and animator Chuck Jones based the Looney Tunes character Pepe Le Pew off of the Charles Boyer performance as Pepe Le Mocha? See if you can pick up some of the similarities and what inspired the character throughout the film. Join us tonight in watching Algiers on Public Pictures Theater. Come with me to the Casbah. Welcome to Public Pictures Theater and our feature presentation, Algiers. I'm Dr. Jim Lenze, a Communications Media Professor at Indiana University of Pennsylvania's Communications Media Department. I'm here today with our celebrity panel. We've got Brennan and we've got Mike, and we're here to talk about Algiers. So, Algiers, this is a wonderful film noir set in the Casbah, mystery, crime, ooh, it's all good stuff. There's a lot of interesting characters running in and out of this film. So who's your favorite character and why? Brennan, who's your favorite character in Algiers?
I would say Pepe, honestly. I think he did a great job. He was very charming, and I feel like he had a little comical aspects in there as well, like just like acting wise, not more so like his script, but like the way he would act, the way he would do certain things. I thought it was really good.
Charles Boyer played Pepe, and a lot of range in this film, right? Because he goes all the way from, like, as you said, funny, charming, dangerous, criminal. I mean, just he plays every range, and he also plays trapped and afraid, which is impressive.
It's interesting, right?
Yeah, it's a major part of the film.
Yeah.
What do you think? Who's your favorite character?
I think mine would be Parrott, his right-hand man. I feel like he could have been the main character if Pepe wasn't the main character. I think he had a lot going on, and when he died, that was like a big surprise. I thought he was going to be throughout the whole movie because he's always kind of there. He's like everything Pepe does, he's there with him.
Right.
He backs him up. But I really liked his character a lot.
Yeah, he had an interesting circle of friends.
Yeah.
And some really remarkable character actors.
Yeah.
Amazing how many of them were standard Caucasian actors from Hollywood, but all in the Casbah. Right. So not a lot of diversity going on in this film, but I guess for its time, we kind of expect that. Some would say that this is one of Charles Boyer's best roles. And so I've just alluded to what I thought of his performance. What did you think of his role?
I thought it was really great, and I don't think I've ever seen another film that he's actually acted in. So being the first time, my initial reaction is that he was a really good actor for his time, and they picked a really good person to fill that role.
What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Like you guys were saying earlier, like just the range of how he goes from serious to more lighthearted, and all the dynamics in this movie. I think he gave a great performance, and it really was one of the things that made the movie.
Yeah, it's not hard to figure out why somebody would fall in love with Hedy Lamarr. Hedy Lamarr was, of course, his love interest, played his love interest in the movie, and she's charming, and she's engaging, and she's breathtakingly beautiful. Right. But he had a very beautiful woman also who was very devoted to him. And yet, I thought it was interesting that particular woman represented the Casbah, keeping him captive.
Right.
Where the Hedy Lamarr character really represented this idea of freedom and France and Paris and escaping the Casbah. And so here he is, a man on the run, a criminal, and trying to avoid incarceration, and in fleeing, he's incarcerated. Yeah. So part of me just says, boy, this was a wonderfully complicated script.
Yeah.
And this is a movie I would like to see remade.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remade would be really awesome.
Well, one of the main themes in this movie is Pepe being trapped in the Casbah. And what do you think? Would you feel stuck? He had everything he wanted. He had wine, women, and song. Would you feel stuck, or are you ready to run off to the Casbah?
I would feel stuck. I don't like being stationary in one place. I feel like if he would have stayed there for much longer, like he was the type of character that would start losing his mind, like not being able to go out and interact with like the rest of the world. Like I feel as if it wouldn't be a good thing to be stuck in a Casbah.
What do you think? Could you be happy in the Casbah?
I don't know, because it's kind of like its own little world in a sense within the city. So I feel like eventually I probably would, but I think initially I would be okay with it for a while.
Cool. And he seems to be okay with it for a few years, but there's a time where he's just, I want to get out of here. Yeah. And you can't. You can rule this area, but you can't possibly leave. So what's your favorite scene in the film?
One of my favorite scenes was whenever he was running away or running after the girl, and he like tripped and fell, and I just thought it was funny how he fell. That's why I thought that was my favorite scene. So
one of my favorite scenes was when he's like shining his shoes and he's singing and everything's grand and happy because he was miserable the day before, and everyone in the Casbah singing all because he's got to see the woman that he was in love with, and then like the next day it goes back to, you know, he's mad, and then but just that moment where he's saying, oh, life is great, life is grand, and everyone's kind of like, well, weren't you just moping around yesterday? And I thought that was the funny part.
Well, you know, my favorite scene is the detective who is constantly trying, his friends with him.
Yeah.
Goes in and out of the Casbah, but can't do anything to get him out.
yeah, to help him.
And when I first saw him, I thought, you know, you're a two-dimensional character. This is like a throwaway. And
Yeah.
then you find out he's actually a pretty sophisticated character,
Yeah.
and he's manipulating everyone he
Yeah.
meets at some level.
Right.
And I loved all the scenes with him. When he was around, I thought, boy, you're the one who's really revealing to us everything that's really going on.
Yeah.
It's only through him that we really start to fully understand
The
that
whole plot.
Pepe's trapped.
Yeah.
And he wants to help Pepe while at the same time bring him to justice. What a really interesting character. Well, what did you think about the scene where Regis and Parrott confront each other before dying with Pepe and his crew surrounding them? What did you think of that ending death scene?
Yeah, I thought it was a little weird. I guess for the era it was made, it wasn't that weird, but like there was just like a lot of like, it was just weird to me. I don't know. It was cool, but it was weird. Just like the lighting in his face, the way it was like shining on him. The smile was a little creepy, so it kind of gave me like an eerie-ish vibe. But like,
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool though.
Yeah, one of the things I really liked about that scene was like the gun and them, they're drawing closer and closer and just this like getting more and more intense, and it starts off silent and then he
Right.
bangs into the piano and all of a sudden there's this happy upbeat music playing, but like they're about to kill this guy, and it's just, there's a lot of dissonance.
That is a
Yeah.
really creepy scene when
Yeah.
they're all surrounding
Yeah.
him and getting closer to him, and then...
Yeah, you felt like it was you
Oh,
like,
boy.
about to get killed or something.
So you're in the Casbah, and you are the ruler, right? Maybe you are feeling a little trapped, but everything you want, you have access to. Would you give it up for love?
It depends how much I love this person. Honestly, it depends how much I love this person. I think I would probably stay in the Casbah for like at least a little bit, especially knowing what's out there for me, you know?
Okay.
But
So let me ask you this, okay? This is one of those weird Lenze Public Pictures Theater questions. Who's your favorite celebrity you would want to marry, spend the rest of your life with?
ooh, Selena Gomez.
Selena
Or
Gomez.
Ariana Grande, actually.
Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
So Ariana Grande
Girl,
is begging you to come out of the Casbah.
I'm out. I'm out the Casbah.
All right, how about you, Mike? Who's your favorite celebrity? Who do you want to
Winona
marry?
Ryder.
Winona Ryder?
Winona Ryder.
Okay. And Winona Ryder, are we talking young Winona Ryder
Any.
or any Winona Ryder?
Now
Doesn't matter.
young.
Spock's mom. Right, okay. So Winona Ryder's begging you to leave the Casbah. Are you going to go?
Yeah, without hesitation.
Without hesitation.
No hesitation.
But
Okay.
only for her though.
Well, I've been married 26 years, and I can tell you, if she asked me to leave the Casbah, I'm gone. So I think we've got three romantic guys here who would leave the Casbah
Yep.
and all that it offers. So we're right there with you, Pepe, and we hope you've enjoyed this episode of Public Pictures Theater and our feature presentation, Algiers.